like to make a special mention and special welcome to, I don't know if he's arrived, but I would assume he has, the Executive Secretary representing the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers. Thank you for coming to our occasion. I also like to make a special mention and a special welcome to Dr. Andrew Nevin, who's our keynote speaker today. Thank you for making time, and I think his presentation is going to be really exciting and very informative for us as industry players. Welcome to my colleagues from South Africa, Liberty Group executives who are sort of scattered all over the room, but we'll introduce them later on. Welcome to you all, and thank you for really taking your morning and your busy schedules to come and sit with us for the next 3 hours, network, interact, learn, and exchange ideas. To the THT team, great team, welcome guys. Thank you for putting this together, excellent. Just to position why we are here today, today is not really about getting into the technicalities of our partnership, as it were, and what we are planning to do together with insurance brokers in Nigeria. We want to position the capabilities that we have as a health insurance business. We want to position those capabilities as opportunities for you as insurance brokers to add an additional revenue stream into your businesses. We already work with some of you, and I think you do appreciate the kind of support and opportunity that we present. We'd also like to position the Liberty Group more for the future than immediate. We did mention in our invite that THT, as you would know, is 100% owned subsidiary of the Liberty Group of South Africa. The group obviously has many other areas of insurance that we cover: life insurance, we're going to do general insurance, group risk solutions, and these are all planned to roll out during the course of this year. I'll leave it to Mr. Ogu to give us that overview. So really, this is a high-level networking opportunity, a little bit of us talking about our business and exposing you to the products that we have, and a very high-level view of our perception of how we can partner and really take both our businesses forward. We will follow this session with a roadshow where we will then visit you individually, and we can now really get into the detail of what does the partnership mean for both our businesses. So expect us to be calling on you to come and visit and discuss the details, so to speak. So we've put together, just to introduce THT, I don't think the prompt can give that now. Maybe you want to, okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to quickly talk through THT, give you an overview of THT, what we're all about, our history, where we've come from, and then we'll also tell you the client segments that we are targeting, and they're no different to the clients that you're already serving as insurance brokers. And then we'll give you a very high-level overview again of our solutions. What are we presenting to you to take out there to your clients? The services that are covered by our various plans, and then just a little bit on our provider network. Then again, speak to our partnership, how we see it rolling out, what we can do for you, and obviously what we expect you as partners to do with us. And then we'll conclude. After I speak, the agenda says it all. Mr. Ogu, who's the group executive for the Liberty Group in West Africa, basically my old guy at the top. He will then come in and give you a good overview of the Liberty Group, as it were, and then Dr. Nevin will give you a speech. So just moving on to the next slide. Okay, let's go one more. Okay, so who's THT? Some of you may not know this, but we are Nigeria's leading HMO. Okay, we are the current HMO of the year, and I think we deserve a round of applause for that. Thank you. So I mentioned this because I would like you to have the confidence that you are dealing with a leading industry player. We have been in health insurance for about 20 years. We are a subsidiary of the Liberty Group of South Africa, and we have a wide range of health cover plans. And I'll illustrate the kind of target clients that our plans cater for. And then we present world-class solutions with very comprehensive benefits. Again, and again, we'll illustrate that. So in short, we understand health insurance. That's what we do. That's our bread and butter. That's what we live by. So when you partner with us, you're really partnering with an entity that's got the technical capacity and capability to service your clients very, very well. And I think our success has shown over the years. We are trusted by leading brands. You will know some of these leading brands just by their logos alone. So again, we have a lot of pedigree behind us, a lot of history. We know how to serve small to big clients, okay, including the multinationals you see there. So our history, THT was founded by 3 medical doctors about 18 years ago, almost 19 years ago this year. And the 3 personalities were really pioneers of health insurance in Nigeria. Not only did they go on and quit their practices to start a health insurance company, but they were also instrumental in the establishment of the National Health Insurance Scheme, as we know it today, the NHIS, which then has grown into the industry regulator. So they actually planted the seed of the government starting a National Health Insurance Scheme. So we've got a very rich history in that sense. They have since retired, so they are somewhere either fishing or gardening, but 2 of them still sit on our board. So we haven't lost that wisdom and that guidance that started the company. We serve over 300 corporate clients in Nigeria. Okay, so our plans are mostly geared towards serving corporates. We do have some individual plans, transactional or retail plans as it were, and we have over 300,000 enrollees. Our market share, I think in the private health insurance space, we have the largest market share. We have about an 18% market share thereabouts in comparison to the next competitor when we talk about private commercial plans. So we are the leading industry player in that sense. Again, the market recognition, I have shown you the kind of clients we serve. And as part of the founding brains behind the NHIS, we are recognized as a leading player by the National Health Insurance Scheme. So health insurance, so we're coming to you and saying, take health insurance as one of the products you distribute and create an additional revenue stream for your businesses. There are a lot of models of how employees can be covered for healthcare. And we see all these models prevailing in the Nigerian environment. So you have companies that are self-insuring, basically either on retainership with hospitals and treating healthcare incidents as and when they come and paying for them. You also have companies that are monetizing the health benefit to the employees, basically add that on as part of the remuneration, and employees then get access to care as and when they need. Those models work in some instances, but may not always work in circumstances where the cost of care could be high. So what does health insurance give you? Basically, for any employee, you want the welfare of your employees to be taken care of. So healthy employees equals productivity. So again, employee welfare, very important. Ensures that staff can get access to healthcare as and when they need it. Okay, because once you ensure you've got a membership card, all you do, get to a provider, present your membership card, and you get treated, no out-of-pocket expenses, even for the high unexpected medical costs. Okay, so that's the one advantage of health insurance. Of course, from a financial planning perspective for any organization, they want to be able to predictably budget and to budget accurately. So there are set premiums per individual, per family, multiply that by the number of employees and dependents, multiply that by the 12 months in the year, you can actually work to a more accurate budget. And that's very important, obviously, for the CFOs and CEOs out there. Wellness, a very important aspect of health insurance. There's a whole movement towards preventive care, as opposed to waiting for people to get sick and then treat them. There's a whole movement towards wellness and doing annual tests and so on. Health insurance affords that, particularly our plans afford that kind of benefit. So our client segments, like I said, are no different to the clients that you serve on a daily basis as insurance brokers. How we've structured our plans is to cater for the man on the street, right from the individual who's looking for cover for himself and his family. If you look at it from the bottom going up. And then we've got plans for the informal sector, trade associations, etc. And then we've got affinities as well. So those are institutions, maybe a social club with individual members. So we cater for that. We've got plans for that cater for that category. And then we start moving more into the formal sector, the small, medium enterprises. And in our case, these are predominantly owner-managed businesses, servicing the local communities and employing under 30 people. Okay, so that would fall in our category as an SME. Okay, so we've got plans that cater for that category. And then we go a little bit bigger for local corporates. So all your local companies, basically, we have plans that speak to that kind of client. And in some instances, you get multinationals who, yes, maybe multinationals by nature or by name, but by nature they actually make buying decisions locally. We would sort of put them in that category of plans. And those are companies in our mind that employ more than 30 people. Okay, and then we get to the multinationals, the kind of clients that I showed you on the slide with all the logos. So we've got plans that cater for your multinational clients, as it were, right up to senior executive, chairman, etc., expatriates, and obviously local staff. And these are typically employing, again, more than 30 employees. Okay. So our solutions, what do we offer out there? What are we presenting you an opportunity to go and distribute? They are really based on two main models, okay? And these are the models that are prevalent in Nigeria. The managed care or capitation, a lot of you would be familiar with. It's probably what's widely used in Nigeria. So you've got a plan where we as an insurer receive premiums. We then pay capitation to healthcare providers, meaning we pay them upfront before they even treat anybody. So they have those funds. And our members then go to selected providers. In this instance, a member can select one or two healthcare providers to whom they go to access healthcare. All right, and that's the one model. Widely used model, again from a budgeting perspective, quite cost effective. And then we move on to fee for service. And I think THT, we were one of the pioneers of a full comprehensive indemnity fee for service solution in Nigeria. Thanks to obviously the partnership with the Liberty Group. We introduced a very unique product, and hence you see the client base that we have. And this product basically means we pay for healthcare after the service has been derived, basically. And in this case, we then don't restrict members to one healthcare provider. Our members or your clients, employees, can now roam across the entire network of providers that we have. Just produce your card. You could be in Abuja today, go to a THT healthcare provider, you produce your card, you get treated. You find yourself in Port Harcourt, find a THT healthcare provider, you produce your card, you get treated without having to pay anything upfront. So that's the uniqueness of that model. So basically there is true roaming. And then an extension of those plans is obviously the ability to then access care outside of Nigeria, but I'll get to that. So what do these plans cover? Depending on which plan you recommend or your employees select, they cover everything. I think the way we put it is, we have plans that cover everything from a simple headache to an organ transplant, if necessary, okay? But depending on which plan one is, all your GP consultation, your diagnostics, pathology and opticals, your acute conditions treatment, chronic conditions treatment are covered, maternity, basic dentistry, specialized dentistry, specialist consultations, all the medicines necessary, immunization, anything that's necessary when one is not hospitalized. So these are out-of-patient benefits, basically. Okay, so our plans cover, the range of plans afford some level of cover for all this. Suffice to say that your primary healthcare needs can be met by any one of our plans. Okay, and then going to the next one, in-hospital benefits. So one is hospitalized, what's covered? Again, the full range, from your accommodation to dialysis if necessary, emergency ambulance is covered as well, diagnostics, as I said, your specialists, again, the whole range of medical benefits are covered. okay, to varying degrees depending on which plan one selects. Okay, so this is what we are presenting to you. This is what we would like you to partner us in distributing into your client base. Our provider network, basically, we work with a wide range of healthcare services. As you can imagine, I mean, the whole gambit of healthcare practitioners, from private hospitals to clinics for primary care, for emergency care, specialists and general practitioner facilities. We work with pharmacies and pathologists, radiologists, optometrists, the whole range of healthcare providers across the country. Okay, and just to give you an illustration of how wide our footprint is, in Nigeria we work with over 1,500. Again, because we are a part of the Liberty Group, it gives us Pan-African capabilities. So we have healthcare providers across Africa. We are in over 20 African countries as a group, offering health insurance. So we've got one of the widest and the largest healthcare provider networks in Nigeria and across the African continent. Again, we do realize that not all care can be accessible locally. In some instances, people do travel abroad for healthcare. So we've got 3 of India's largest provider networks as partners. Okay, and we have sent people out to India for healthcare. And depending on which plan you are, our plans also afford care across the globe, with the exclusion of North America. All right, but that basically just shows you the breadth and scope of what we are capable of offering to your clients, as it were. So our partnership with you, I've kept this very brief, very high level. Like I said, there will be technical discussions going forward. We will start back on a roadshow where we'll come and see you individually and then really get into the details of how we partner, what we expect this partnership to result in. But just giving you a very quick overview, what we will provide for you is products, obviously. Now, health insurance is not the same as selling general insurance. I'm sure you'll agree, and those of you that partner with us already will agree that. So we will support you with the sales effort. We're just not going to give you a bunch of material, brochures and so on and let you be on your own. We actually have our sales guys coming out to you, going on joint sales calls with you, and basically making the technical sale, as it were. We do understand that health insurance is not something that's been widely distributed among the broker community. So we will do the sales until we bring you up to speed in terms of the capability and the capacity to sell independently. But by all means, everything from selling to technical marketing, providing you with marketing material, we'll make sure that we put the brand out there. Okay, so a lot of publicity and a lot of awareness, we'll create that. That's our responsibility. We'll jointly service clients with you, and obviously we'll reward you for your efforts. So we will pay commissions, and I think we do pay decent commissions, and then we will structure some sort of reward program for your loyalty to our brand. Okay, so these are all details that we'll discuss when we come on the roadshow. And then what do we expect from you? I think predominantly is to give advice to your clients. Obviously, we'll give you all the material that will allow you to give independent, objective advice as far as that's possible. And then lead generation. You have the client base. We want to tap into that client base. So you come to us with opportunities. We'll structure the right solution. We'll jointly go and present that solution. And we'll make sure then thereafter we service that client satisfactorily so that we don't compromise your brand, we don't compromise our brand, and we both win at the end of the day. Okay. And then obviously client servicing, that's also key for you to be able to at least be the front line and to take your clients' concerns, bring them to us. And we've got a full-on team that serves our clients. We employ over 200 people across the country. We have a 24-hour call center. We have a team of medical doctors who act as case managers, going out to make sure that clients that are hospitalized are getting the right level of care, the appropriate care. We also have a team of provider managers who basically go around to our healthcare providers, auditing them quality, making sure that the standards are kept to the level at which we contracted them. So we are a big machine behind the scenes, so to speak, and we're really geared to support you and the clients that you bring to us. Renewals are obviously important, and that's where we really work hand in hand to make sure that we are presenting the right terms to your clients, and that we both remain sustainable at the end of the day. Okay, so in conclusion, basically, what we bring beyond what I've just mentioned, we bring scale. We have 11 offices across the country that serve all the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. So we have the capacity to serve your clients across Nigeria. Over 1,500 healthcare providers that are indicated in Nigeria. Again, stability is very important, and we are fortunate that we have the international backing of the Liberty Group that just enhances our technical capacity, enhances our operational stability, and so on. So that you can be guaranteed of. Of course, solvency in insurance goes without saying. Again, the financial backing we have, and we do have, where necessary, adequacy reserves to make sure that we remain solvent. And then we are growing. We're growing, and we're growing in the right target segments. Our multinational clients are very supportive. Some of you are affiliated to international brokers. We're getting the support of international brokers, bringing global clients onto the THT book. So in short, we want you to be part of this good story. We want you to partner us. We believe that there's a lot we can do together. There are a few faces I see, familiar faces of brokers we work with already, and I think they can give testimony to how we have partnered, what it has done for their businesses, and we certainly believe that this is just the start. Health insurance has not penetrated the market to a large extent. There are less than 5 million Nigerians covered by health insurance in a population of 170 million. So really we've just barely scratched the surface, and if we partner correctly and really do all the right things, I think this industry is set to explode, and with that, the growth of our businesses will come